Good morning, or whatever time of day you're watching this. Good that. I think I'm on the precipice of an answer to a video that I made on here when I wrote, "Dear little me that feels like an inconvenience." I was trying to get to, why do I feel that way? So what part of me, dear little me, what part of you feels like an inconvenience? And it came to me today after my meditation and a little bit of a flow. It's the me that thinks it's my fault that somebody's bothered. And what I am also learning in a course I'm taking, just learned recently, that I think is connecting to this. And I think I'm finding the answer in real time, which is, I think, kind of what my channel is turning into. Because I ask questions and I receive the answers in my flow when I'm not caught up with my mind and I'm just witnessing my life and asking questions. And the more direct the questions are, the answers kind of come. But the time it takes me the time in between asking a question and receiving it, it fluctuates. Sometimes I'm like really on it, sometimes it's clear, sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it's been years, sometimes it's weeks, sometimes it's overnight. And I want to start to get consistent with that. So maybe creating these videos consistently to kind of do that, to invite a moment of every day for that. Because maybe I just go full days without even listening. And you ask a question and then you don't listen for the answer. Anyways, okay, so the me that thinks it's my fault that they're bothered. And what I learned about perception, here's my marker. Oh, haha. What I learned about perception recently, okay, I'm just gonna go for it here. Perception. Ever since I was in high school, I would like write on mirrors and stuff in my house to study. And then in college, I did the same thing, and I finally just like found this big board on OfferUp last year, and I love her. Okay, don't want to ramble too much, although I'm sure I'll get better at that as this goes. Perception. Have you ever been perceived by someone as something? Someone says, like, this is you. I need a black marker. This isn't working. Hold on. I'm going to pause this, see if I can find a black. Got her. Okay. So, this is you. And you're just blah, blah, blah. You're just going about your day. And this person over here, you bump into them and they go, "Hey, why are you stepping there? Why are you doing that? Your behavior, you're rude, you're inconsiderate, you're all these things." And you're like, huh? Am I? I mean, it depends on how you are as to how you're gonna take that. But this person is seeing you through their own, all the data they've collected in their life. They've come to this very moment with all this information, based off of how people treated them in the past, their family, usually family. It's always family. We love them though. Mom, dad going through what they were going through, blah, blah, blah. And now they see someone do this and they're like, oh my gosh, that's just how my mom used to do it, and it made me so uncomfortable. So now I'm going to try to control the world so that never happens to me again and I never experience discomfort again. And that's all happening in this one person. That's just one person. And then there's a whole other person over here. They're a person now because they have eyes. I'm sorry. I'm like, there's a whole other person here that is hearing everything that's being said out of this person's mouth, and then they're receiving it, not even what they're saying. This person's saying A, B, C, and this person's receiving because they were yelled at in a similar tone by their previous mess. And so they're like, this person's saying A, B, C, and this person's receiving C, A, B. And these people aren't even communicating. This person's shooting their crap to this person's projecting their crap onto what this person's saying. It's just like we walk around having so many interactions like this. And the way to stop doing this, because it's miserable. Like this person isn't proud of this or this, because it's based off of all of this. It's not actually who they truly are. I recognize this crap of a voice in my head because I got to a place where I just felt like everything was triggering me. Everything was annoying. And I had the wisdom at the time to know, okay, if I'm bothered by everything, I'm the common factor. Trying to control everything is too much energy and a waste of it. So I sought out a book. Well, I went to Barnes and Nobles and said, "Help me to the universe," and came across The Untethered Soul. I read a couple more of his other books. The author's Michael Singer, and I mean, people find their answers from different authors, I found. Some people really love Eckhart Tolle. I really like him, but I find it very dense. It's hard for me to take that in. Whereas Michael Singer, the way that he said it, it kind of opened my mind to then being able to understand what Eckhart Tolle was saying. It's all about the now, the moment, right? Okay, getting ahead of myself. So, I found myself, I was in this situation where all this crap was happening. Someone else in my life, there's always a person in your life, was doing all this. I was receiving this. And I knew they aren't saying this. I know I'm receiving cab, but I don't think that's what they're saying. Because I knew the person and I could just giving them the benefit of the doubt. I was like, I don't even think they're trying to trigger me here. I'm just being triggered. And then it's kind of interesting because this will happen and then you speak. And then, what was I going to say? This will happen and then you speak. Or you receive what someone else said and then this happens. Like you're not passing it back and forth because it's not leaving you, which is probably what we think is going to happen. Like, oh, if I express myself to this person, if I control them in the right way, then my mind will shut up. All we really want is for our minds to be at peace. I can't, I just wake up in the morning, and this little chatter starts happening. Oh my gosh, I wonder if they're just so frivolous. I don't even want to, they're like, oh my gosh, wait, I wonder if the kitchen's gonna be messy. I wonder if, that's probably going to happen. It's so subtle too, just figuring out what it's saying is a whole thing on its own. This book led me to really recognizing how much it was talking all the time, Yeah. It talks. You're going to the grocery store oh, that person looks blah 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 blah. Oh, that person, I like the way that person looks. Do, 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 do. Oh, I'm gonna make pie. Oh wait, I don't know if I can make pie because at home there's, I don't know if I have the pan. Oh, okay. I'm getting ahead of myself, but still, that's just like mine cheddar. Okay, so perception. I was wanting to, my goal was like, what is this? I know that what they're saying isn't what's causing this. I know that this is just me. So how do I get rid of this? So this person, decided to look the other way. Like this person's still doing their thing, blah, 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 ABL, or ABC. Can't read my own handwriting. Da-da-da, they're speaking from their crap. Is this seeable? Yes, okay. They're speaking from their crap, and I'm like, okay, hold on a second. This was unhelpful here, so we're not gonna do that here. What they said triggers all this stuff up here, but I'm not gonna speak it because that's unhelpful. No communicado. So looking at this, what is this? And what's crazy is once you start to look at what is this, you're like, wait, who am I? Who's looking at that? Like we think that we own that. We think that it's part of who we are. And, oh, I'm gonna be so annoyed if I get home and they didn't pick up their dinner and then I can't make my dinner, like this whole mess. And it's bothersome, you know? Like we're just trying to drive a car and like listen to some music. How amazing would it be? It's like, it would be the best vacation in the world to be in that car, actually hearing the music and have no thoughts. And then you arrive home and you just deal with things in the very moment. The reason that we have this box of chatter is because we told our minds, we gave it the job that it's doing. Our mind is either really negative about things or it can be really positive too. And I think a trap that we can get stuck in, and like the fad of, or I don't know what you'd call it, like popular to affirmations all over the place. And rewiring your brain is real. But affirmations on top of the crap aren't going to do anything because all that's doing is replacing the crap with like better crap. Like, oh, this is all negativity. Oh, that driver, I can't believe they're going 55 in the left lane. Who are they? And then what's this other person slamming on their brakes? Can't they just figure out to slow their car down before they get to the point where they have to slam on their brakes? You know? That's all negative and bothering us while we're driving. We're not even hearing the podcast that's playing. We're not hearing our music. We're not seeing the views outside, the beautiful moon last night. It's all negative. So what is possible to do, what is like helpful and provides a little bit of release, is to change all this to positive. You know, be like, oh, you know, this person going slow in front of me is a sign for me to take a breath and relax. This person them bothering me in that way is an opportunity for me to look inward, which is real. I mean, that's not really a thought. That's kind of, I do have a question about that. Like what's productive thought? Is there productive thought? Or is it just to be really present in every single moment? So you look at this and you're like, hey, what's going on? You try to replace it with positivity. We're being really negative. Let's be positive. But then you're still thinking all the time, you know? Like you're in the car and you're thinking, oh, this is a moment to calm down or relax, or oh, you're like narrating your own life. Oh, there's not a basket left at Target, so I'm gonna take a cart. Oh, they're out of this one, so I'm gonna try this one. And like you can redirect yourself from being upset at every little thing. But then you're still so full in your mind, and it's exhausting. You're like thinking all day. You get home and you're like, and I just like, then we want to, smoke weed or have wine or do things that I'm not saying are bad, but I still do some of those things. We're in progress here, okay? You want to do, like, I do those things to try to like shut it up. Just shh, you know? But there's a way to do that without those things, and I know that, and I'm trying to get there. But the reason that this happens is because we're afraid. I mean, that's kind of a question. Why does this happen? I feel like it happens because we are afraid to be surprised. Like we gave our mind this job of like, oh, I'm gonna lay out the world in my mind because I can control it up there. I can organize it up there. Oh, I'm gonna say that to that person, that'll do that. I'm going to go live in that place, so it'll do this, this, and this. And we like map out our inner world. And it can have it has a soothing effect sometimes. We think it's soothing, but really we're just thinking on top of thinking. Yeah. The Untethered Soul says, and sometimes it's easier in a conversation, I feel, for me to answer questions. Sometimes I feel like I'm trailing off when I'm by myself. But to end this, I'm just gonna read my notes I re-listened. I'm rereading The Untethered Soul because it's what began my journey, and I have collected other books along the way. Anyways, so our mind is either positive or negative or narrating. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to the shower. It's like it's speaking instead of just like, It is to make us feel in control. We can control our mind. We can't control the outside world. We think we can, but we can't, and it's just unhelpful to telling everyone around you how they should behave so that your mind is still. You'll end up alone. Because basically you're telling everyone to not be who they are. This voice we hear, since we hear it, it's not us. Subject, object. All thoughts are mixed together, and affects how you experience the world. My thoughts do affect how I experience the world. There will be days that are positive because my thoughts are positive, and then days are negative because my thoughts are negative. And yes, the positive thought days are more satisfying, they're funner, they're more better. But it's still a toss-up, because once you allow yourself to be reliant on your mind for whether or not your day will be good. It's so wishy-washy. Is today going to be negative or positive? I don't know. Let's ask my mind. I don't think you can just cut out half of it. Its job is to buffer the world for you. You can ask yourself, like, what are you trying to buffer? What part of you needs that? Without this incessant voice, you are present and in complete observance. This happens sometimes, like on vacation. People literally go seek vacation. They move, they change houses, they do all these things so that they don't have a map of exactly what it looks like that they've spent so much time planning and organizing. Isn't that funny? We think that like mapping and organizing and like controlling our environment that will quiet our mind down is the answer. And we do that every day. But then we go on vacations, and a vacation is a place where we have way less knowledge as to what's going to happen, but it's more relaxing in the moments that you're in awe. You first see the place. You have no map in your mind of what it's going to look like. And the vacations that you do have a map of what it's going to look like in your mind, and you go like to a resort that you've been to multiple times, say, and you know the experience that you're going to have, you're going to be controlling on your own vacation, and any little thing that's different than how you want it is going to bother you. Then you're bothered on vacation, just like you're bothered in life. Reality, our day-to-day, is too real, so we temper it with our mind. If it wasn't too real for us, then we would live every moment in moment to moment. Just allow it to be. Trust in like complete trust. Trust that you'll get to the things you need to do. Trust that you don't need to control the people around you to be okay. You're okay. Without this incessant voice, you're open and exposed. No idea what's next. Reality's too real, so we temper with our mind. Do you like your mind? Like, be honest. Because you do choose it. You have control. You can say hello, 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 hello in your mind. You can, thoughts go by, and you can be like, you can just let them keep going and live your life, not pay attention to them. Or you can be, oh, I want to think about that. Oh yeah, that was so annoying. Oh, what am I going to say to them? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand my ground. That person's never going to, look at this. Your whole body and mind and attention and all your magic as a human being is focused on that, instead of like, oh, the place where love and inspiration exists. If you just instead, that person that's bothering you, if you instead lived in this, and the next time you saw them, you were also in that, you'd probably be surprised that they're doing their annoying little thing, and you're just like, and you just go a different direction. You don't have to stay around those people. Like, trust yourself to just like redirect, even like, you know. Do you like your mind? Because you choose it, and it does affect your life. The way out is the you that knows you're watching. It's what I've been doing lately. Because since I read this book, I've been in a lot of observance of what my mind does in certain situations. And I actually have found it quite funny. Like, it'll just kind of like go off, and I'm standing there witnessing a situation in my mind. It's like, oh, this person, blah, 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 blah. This situation is probably going to look like this. Oh, what if that happens? You know, just instead of just literally experiencing it. And so I like find myself laughing at my mind, like, what are you doing? Why are you tearing this person apart? You know, it's like separate it from yourself. It's not you. And if that embodied a person, I don't think you'd hang out with that person. Someone that walked around all the time like, oh yeah, remember when your ex did that? Remember, you'd still have that shirt if they didn't throw your stuff away. Like, if you had a friend that was embodying that voice and speaking like that, you would, I mean, I wouldn't be friends with them. I'd be like, bro, you are negative, you're positive, you're all over the place. You argue with your own self. Have you ever noticed that? Your mind will be like, oh, I don't like this. Well, actually, I mean, I could like it like this. Or like you're giving someone the benefit of the doubt in your own mind. You're like, it's terrible that they do this. And you're like, well, I kind of understand why they do that. And you're like, no, it's like your mind literally argues with its own self. If that was a person, you would think they were crazy and you'd get rid of them. So the way out, this is what I've been doing in the last 24 hours, and I will continue, is when it's going off, and then you're like, oh wait, well, that's happening. Then look back at yourself. Who's noticing? Who? And there's like a strange euphoric peace when I go to that. Who is witnessing all this right now? What is it? Is it just a sense of awareness? It's very light awareness. It's not heavy. I don't go there and feel negative or gross or afraid. When I look at it, it's like, oh. It's just pure acceptance. But it's scary to live in pure acceptance because, oh, what if that person breaks your thing? What if that person bothers you and causes your little mind friend to get all upset, and then you have to calm your mind friend down all the time? Who's watching? Who really are you? There's a yogi coming to my mind, right? There's so many. I don't want to like label the wrong one, but there's one of them that's done a lot of talks and has made it to a really high place spiritually. And he says, like, his mantra is, who am I? Rana Maharshi or some, I'm gonna butcher it, but yeah. Who am I? Who am I? Mind is never content. It always has a problem. There's always a problem. And I've started to notice when I have a problem, like, oh, this person, it's annoying me that they're doing that. And I think, my mind friend tells me about it all day. There's a part of me that knows, even if I solved that one, there would be another thing to focus on. Oh, you're unappreciated at work. What are you gonna do about it? You should, it always finds something. Oh, stressed out about, look at your car, you gotta do this, you gotta get this fixed. It's like, I'm doing everything I can in the very moment that's presented to me. And so it's unhelpful. Worrying takes away today's peace. It doesn't take away tomorrow's problem. It's on my phone, so I can't share that quote with you. Free from part of you that is disturbed. Right. So free from that disturbed mind person. We want to be free of them, right? They're the ones that get jealous, for example, or very like human traits that aren't natural to our actual being. they get jealous and afraid. You know, you're dating someone and they go out, they're going out on a Friday or a Saturday night, and it's like, oh my gosh, what if they see someone prettier than me? What if someone is so nice to them and they love them? Literally. Why is jealousy a problem? What part of you is jealous? That's another way you can do it. Another way to, like, I think, silence a lot of your thoughts is to actually get to the core. But even sometimes when you get to the core of something and you send it love, the part of you that has the abandonment wound there somewhere, and you're afraid at the very bottom to be left alone, or something along those lines, because it's something that happened in your childhood or later in life, maybe. Yeah, you can get to the core of it and you can send it love, but even that doesn't fully, it's still, your mind will still think it up. Like, have you ever, like, made a breakthrough and you're like, I was doing this thing where as a kid, I was a peacekeeper. I felt this responsibility to, like, ease the tension coming from a lot of different directions, and in order to feel safe as a child. That's just, kids take on those roles, you know? And in order to do that, in order for me to find, like, peace, I tuned in to everyone around me. Oh, they're gonna feel this way if they come home and it's like this. They're gonna feel that way if they come home, it's like this, and they react. They're gonna feel that way when they see these people arguing about that. And I would just be paralyzed in all that. And fast forward to now, I've realized that I do that. I'll be in a position, I'll be just somewhere and with a group of people, friends, and someone will be bothered about something, you know? And I can, like, it's almost like I have this superpower that I developed, but I have to learn to hone in to where I can very easily tune into how someone will probably feel about something. But what I've done unconsciously up till now is, like, do that on accident, and then I'll get home and I'm exhausted and I feel feelings that aren't even my feelings because I tuned into how someone else would feel about something, and I get home and I feel that. So I'm so thankful for this lesson I've learned about reclaiming my energy, come back into my body, and I practice that when I feel myself, like, going into, like, how someone else might feel about something. I return to me, and I had a breakthrough where someone was telling me this thing and I could see how they were in a triggered state, and I had this moment where I realized, oh my gosh, I'm not tuning into them right now, I'm still, like, here. And that was pretty powerful. So I guess my point is you can have breakthroughs like that, but I still have thoughts that are like, oh, they're probably feeling this way. Oh, like, it still goes off, even though, like, I've recognized that. So even if we get to the core of some things through deep inner child work, our mind can still can play those things over and over until you just stop looking. Because then the next step is, who is seeing this inner disturbance? Because you see it, you aren't it. So what are you? You're just peace. At peace is present, exposed, and open for every single thing that's about to happen today. And I want to live my days like that. There's a big lie that being present, exposed, and unprepared, because our mind is prepared for all this stuff to happen again. Unprepared, it's a lie that that's not peaceful. the buffer is helpful to those things. The buffer it does give you a false sense, or a little bit of a sense of like it's a false sense because you're not actually controlling anything. False sense of control. But it's also the source of your torment. It's also this crazy person here that's so back and forth and impossible to completely appease. And I don't want to spend my life reasoning with it and making that happy. I'll end it there. My mind's like, they're not going to watch this. It's way too long. Peace out. And sending you present energy, just strength to stay in the present moment.